Hello, Sergeant Halsey. This video is for you. It's for the Greeley Police Department. It's for the Weld County Sheriffs, anyone in government. The reason why we went over to Mark Udall's yesterday, and we didn't really have much of a chance to explain it, and we didn't even hand this paper out, but this is the paper that we wanted to hand out to them so they were clear on what we were asking. This paper says, we, the people of the Constitution, that's what the people, were never taught the birth certificate and social security card process. We believe the reason why is because there is fraud in motion. Fraud. To use deception to take another's rights and property. The deception is in the Colorado Revised Statute 25-2-112, which reads, a certificate of birth for every live birth which occurs in this state must be filed with the state registrar. It does not state that we have to fill it out, nor is there any law that says we as a free man have to enter into a status as a bondman through these instruments, where we are liable for the debt of fiat currency via the social security card and birth certificate process, which is against the principles of our Constitution. We believe that Mark Udall is perpetuating fraud, and we believe that by him and his office not answering our phone calls and resisting questioning, I have repeatedly tried to get the truth in this bankrupted government with no response to the details of this fraud. Since the bankrupted government never taught us how this system works, we can only assume and go by information we have learned. Edward Mandel House, who was Woodrow Wilson's advisor in 1913, he was a banker. Study this stuff. I mean, it's not that hard. We were never taught in school this stuff, because then we would know and we would be more educated, and they don't want that. 1913 made this statement regarding the fraud. Very soon every American will be required to register their biological property, that's our children, in a national system designed to keep track of the people, and that will operate under the ancient system of pledging. By such methodology, we can compel the people to submit to our agenda, which will affect our security as a chargeback for our fiat currency. It's fake money. Money printed at the expense of the future of our children. That's why we're 17 trillion in debt. Every American will be forced to register or suffer being unable to work and earn a living. In other words, there's no law that says we have to, but people think that if you don't have one, you will not survive. So they become slaves to this fiat currency system. They will be forced to register or suffer being unable to work and earn a living. They will be our chattel, they will be our slaves. And we will hold the security interest over them forever by operation of the law merchant under the scheme of secure transactions. Americans, by unknowingly or unwittingly delivering the bills of lading to us, will be rendered bankrupt and insolvent, which we are. There's no way we'll ever get out. Forever, to remain economic slaves through taxation secured by their pledges. They will be stripped of their rights, right to travel, and given a commercial value designed to make us profit. They will be stripped of their rights and given a commercial value designed to make us profit. They will be none the wiser. For not one man in a million could ever figure our plans, and if by accident one or two should figure out, we have in our arsenal plausible deniability. After all, this is the only logical way to fund government, by floating liens and debts to the registrants in the form of benefits, and those registrants are the people who signed to these documents, which there is no law. in the form of benefits and privileges. Oh, we got a privilege to drive? Yeah. We have a right to travel. But you are taking a paycheck to discard your neighbor's rights, and that is unethical. This will inevitably reap to us huge profits beyond our wildest expectations and leave every American a contributor to this fraud we will call social insurance. It's like a pickpocket. They distract you with one hand while taking everything with the other hand. That's the Social Security card program. Without realizing it, they're being distracted. Every American will insure us for any loss we may incur, and in this manner, every American will unknowingly be our servant, however begrudgingly. The people will become helpless and without any hope for their redemption. Redeem your straw man. That's what I did. I rescinded all my contracts with you because the Bible clearly says in Deuteronomy 7:2, make no covenants with them, and the images of their idols, which is the birth certificate, Social Security card, the images of their idols, which are fake money, because that's what gives their fiat currency value, which funds government, you. And we will employ the high office of the president of our dummy corporation to foment this plot against America. Okay. Because you are perpetuating with them to take our rights, and this is what he means, plot against America. George Washington said, but if in the pursuit of the means we should unfortunately stumble again on unfunded paper money or any other species of fraud, it's fraud, Sergeant Hulsey, fraud. Because that day when you wanted me to sign that document, you're asking me to agree to be in this jurisdiction of the international bankers. I can't agree with you. God told me no. And I gotta say, God hath redeemed his servant Jacob, Isaiah 48 verse 20. Come out of Babylon with shouts of joy, utter it to the ends of the earth, and say, God has redeemed his servant Jacob. Because I trust God, I don't trust you. And I understand the way it works. To continue with George Washington's quote here, we shall assuredly give a fatal stab to our national credit in its infancy. Paper money will invariably operate in the body of politics. As spirit liquors enters the human body, they prey on the vitals and ultimately destroy them. That's destroying our liberty. And you were established, Mark Udall was established to secure our liberties and rights, but you are forcing, using coercion, your privileges, and we want our rights back. George Washington also continued, he said, paper money has had the effect in your state it will always have to ruin commerce, oppress the poor and honest, and to open the door for every species of fraud and injustice. And then we continue, we believe the intent of this government is to rob us of our God-given rights and property through the birth certificate and Social Security card process. It is obvious in our minds that because government will not answer and give us the truth, they are continuing to use force and coercion to force us into contract. We agree with Thomas Jefferson when he said, any body of men who is not held accountable, anybody ought not be trusted by anyone. We want answers and believe it is common sense that we cannot be subject to a system that cannot reveal details of the contracts. So I'm going to call you right now and I'm going to tell you that I am making this video, and I want you and all of Weld County to know what we are doing. And we believe that this is the American way. You are living the United States citizen way. I am not of the government through the birth certificate and social security card. The government is of me, and I do not consent. Therefore,
Hi, you've reached Kell Hulsey of the Greeley School Resource Officers Unit. I apologize for not being here. If you leave your name and phone number, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Please be advised I'll be out of the office from September 8th until September 12th. And I should return on September 15th to get any message that's left for me. If you're calling for the Neighborhood Action Team, please contact Sergeant Dennis Lovato. His phone number is 970-350-9685. Thank you very much for calling. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you soon.
At the tone, please record your message.
hello, Kell Hulsey. This is Dwayne Brothwell. I'm doing a video giving you a message, and Weld County Sheriff and all those in government. The reason why we went to your office yesterday, or to Mark Udall's office, excuse me, and you know, common sense, you know, I hate to say this, but truth is your worst enemy. Truth is this government's worst enemy, and common sense and truth will prevail over your system and over Mark Udall's inability to be transparent. It's obvious they are operating in fraud, and so I just want you to know that I just made a video and I'm putting all this on YouTube, and you know, common sense rules. Thank you.